Today I'm going to cover how potentiometers actually function. So that's the volume or the tone knob on your guitar. Now, once you understand how they actually work, then it becomes very easy to work with them and know what you're hooking up, where to hook it up, and why. So by the end of this video, you should have an understanding of the mechanics of both the volume and the tone pot. Now, this is part 2 of a series, which is guitar wiring for beginners. And if you're starting from scratch, then I recommend going back to the first video, which covers ground versus hot, AC versus DC, voltage, resistance, how electricity actually works. And you can go back there. Or if not, then you just want to understand how pots work, then stick around. And before we dive fully in, you can download a reference guide. It's called the Guitar Wiring Cheat Sheet. That's sort of a reference for following along with this course, and also as a future reference that will save you lots of time from having to look up all these little details. So let's dive in. So I'm just going to give you a very quick recap of the most simple wiring diagram that you could possibly have if you just had a pickup and an output jack. So you've got your pickup here, and you've got 2 wires coming out of your pickup, the ground and the hot. So the hot goes to there, and the ground goes to there. Now the hot is connected to this part right here, which connects to the tip of your jack, and the ground connects to the sleeve of your jack. And just to recap, it's the difference between the ground and the hot that produces the signal, okay? So right now, you have only the signal that your strings are producing. There's no variation in it. So hence the volume knob comes in. So the volume knob is going to come in the middle here. So here I've added in the potentiometer. Now, if you've never seen one, this is the back of one. So that's what you'd see if you open up the back of your guitar, which is most likely where you're used to seeing. And the top is going to look something like this. This one's a split shaft. There's various kinds, but all of them are going to have 3 lugs, which are these things that are the connection points for the electrical. So first I want to talk about how a potentiometer actually functions. So whether it's a volume or a tone pot doesn't actually matter at this point, because we're only looking at the mechanics, which are the exact same. There is a difference between the two, but we'll talk about those in a moment. For right now, the mechanics are the same and they function the same. So you might think of a volume pot as sort of a open and close, sort of like a faucet, which is not the way that it actually functions. It actually works with resistance. It's a variable resistor, meaning it changes the amount of resistance. Don't worry, that'll make sense in a second. So as I mentioned, we've got 3 lugs or connection points. You can change which one is the input and which one is the output, but for right now we're going to use the left as the input. So the hot is going to the input there, and we're going to use the middle as the output. So that is going to my output jack. We're going to ignore the ground for right now to keep it simple. Now what's happening inside here is you have a metal post, which is solid, it doesn't move, and it goes from the middle to the center. Now the thing that does change is a little wiper. So this little arm here is connected to the center post, which is what you turn, and that sort of moves around this area, sort of like the arm of a clock, so that's halfway right there, and you can go all the way around. So to keep it really simple, when the wiper is in this position, it basically means that the signal is flowing from your pickups to the input, through the wiper, which is metal, out through the post, which is metal, and out through the wire. So that means there's no break in the signal. You're at full volume. You might as well not have this volume pot here. It might as well just be a wire, because there's no resistance. So here we have the volume at halfway. Now, the reason that this changes the volume is because in between here, which is touching the wiper and the output, is a resistive metal. It still lets the electricity flow through, but the longer it flows through that, the more resistance it creates. It's almost like Wile E. Coyote throwing down glue for the Roadrunner, and still goes past, it only slows them down a little bit. Hopefully that makes sense. So in this scenario, the signal is going through, it's going, okay, gets to here, has a little bit of resistance, it slows it down, reduces the output, the potential, and then it goes out and then to your amp. So it's slowed it down a little bit. Now, here's scenario number 2. You have this much resistance. So the electricity is going in, or the signal is going in. It's resisting, 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 and then it's going out into your amp. So you have more resistance and therefore less volume. Now, where the ground comes in is when you want to turn your volume off completely. So if to do that, you need to send the signal to ground. Remember that the signal, the sound, is the difference between ground and hot. So if you want your volume completely off, it's going to look something like this. The signal's going in, it's going around the resistive strip, and then it's touching this lug. Now, this lug is going to be grounded. So typically the way that people do that is you bend this lug forward and ground it to the actual back of the pot itself. So this is touching the back of the pot, okay? Now that's sending it to ground because all the electronics in your guitar are connected to the ground circuit that's coming from your pickup. So here's an example of sort of a crappy mini pot that I pulled out of a guitar. So you have your 2 lugs here and here, and then this one here is sort of shittily soldered to the back of the pot there. And that's sending it to ground. So in this case, there's no volume because the signal is going from the pickup into the input through the metal resistive strip and then just straight to ground. Now, I covered this ground and hot concept in the previous video, but basically all the pots in your guitar and all the electrical parts are sent to ground, which means there's a circuit that's going from your pickup to your potentiometer. In this case, it would just be going to the ground lug, which is connected to then the sleeve of your jack, through the amp, out the wall. I don't know where it goes after that. So that's how the volume pot functions. Now we're going to talk about the tone pot. So as I mentioned, the mechanics are the exact same. There is a difference, which I will cover in the next video. You'll see your pots labeled A versus B, and there's a different sound to them. But you could essentially take 2 of the exact same pots and wire a guitar with it. It would still work. The only difference is that you would wire it differently, and you would use another thing which is called a capacitor. Again, we'll cover that in a future video. For right now, you're just understanding how the mechanics of each of these works, so you understand and you have no question as to how you're going to wire them. So a volume pot has an input and an output, and it resists to a certain varying degrees that output. Now a tone knob, functions a little bit differently. It doesn't have an input and an output. It actually just bleeds or acts like a leech that takes the highs away. So if you understand a little bit about recording and you know what a high pass filter is, that's exactly what a tone knob is. You're taking away the high frequencies, you're slowly dialing them back, and that creates a more bass, warmer sound. So it'll make sense when I draw out a diagram for you, but just to show you what a capacitor looks like, which you've probably seen before, but it looks like that. They can look a little bit different. If you've ever opened up anything electrical, you'd see a bunch of little tiny capacitors. But basically in the guitar, the capacitor works as a filter, just like the high pass filter. So it filters out, it takes the high frequencies. So we need to wire this up so that it's just going to take the frequencies. So on the input, we're going to connect to this lug here, which in this case is 3. There's lots of different ways that you can wire it up, and if you're looking at a wiring diagram, it might be confusing because, you know, one person's wiring it to the middle lug here or to this lug, but once you understand how it works, then you understand that you can actually change it up. And for the tone knob, you're only actually using 2 lugs. So one of them is going to be obsolete. So remember that you have this post here and your wiper. So if you imagine where the signal is going right now, it's going from the pickup to the input here, through this wire, through the wiper, which can change, through the post, and then to this lug here. So that's where the capacitor comes in. So I'll draw that for you. So capacitors can look different. They can be green, orange, whatever color. They'll have a number on them, which we'll cover in the next video, what that means, the capacitance. And they're going to have a piece of wire from here to here and from here to here. Okay? So what that does, since the signal is going this way, this is filtering the maximum amount of highs. So think about it again this way. So the signal is going this way and there's no resistance to stop this capacitor from taking those highs. So in this case, the wiper is halfway. And remember that the capacitor wants to take those highs. So if you let it, if there's no resistance, then the capacitor is going to send all those highs to ground. Okay? So the signal is still passing through here, the volume pot, but the highs want to travel through the capacitor, if that makes sense. They want the easiest path, and since the capacitor is a high pass filter, the highs pass through it. Okay, so right now there's some resistance that's stopping this capacitor from taking those highs, so therefore you have half the highs gone and the rest of the signal is still complete going through. So right now you have it all the way. So there's the maximum amount of resistance for that capacitor. So the signal is going in here, it's resisting, 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 and then none of it is going to ground because there's maximum resistance. So just to recap, a volume pot functions by resisting to a varying degree the output with that resistive strip. The tone pot works by resisting the capacitor's ability to take those highs and send them to ground through the resistive strip. So they both function mechanically the same. So there is a difference, which I will cover in next week's video, where I'm going to cover the 2 different types of pots, which one is typically used for volume and which one's typically used for tone. But that's all for right now. Let that information sink in. You can sort of visualize how they work, hopefully, at this point, and take a moment to sort of think about it on your own. And as well, you can download the reference guide down below, which I will be updating each week. And that'll be a companion for this course that I'm putting on YouTube, as well as a future reference. If you ever forget any of these details, you have a PDF that you can just refer to. Make it very easy. I wish I had that when I was starting out, but it's my gift to you. Now, hopefully you found that helpful. If you're still around now, I'm assuming you did. So take a moment to let that sink in, and also take a moment to give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe at the end of this. It'll notify you for next week when I come out with part 3. I'll see you then.